are circumstances around it that will allow. Remember that character of service thing that we're talking about? Kind of the same concept. On the DoD side, it's black and white. Okay? You got a UCMJ action because you were drunk on duty. That's all we care about. You got a bad conduct discharge, you're out the door. Okay? But on the VA side, I explained, well, let's look at why he was drunk on duty. Let's look at why. I mean, he showed no indicators. He had good performance evaluations before, and then all of a sudden he starts drinking. Come on. You can't tell me that's just a fluke. Something had to happen. You see what I'm saying? So, does that kind of answer your question? Okay. I answered your question, right? Okay, perfect. So with that, is there any other questions about other types of discharges and character of service or anything like that before I move on? Okay. So, real quick, I asked you a question earlier, and if you don't have something or somebody says something that's the same thing you'd like to learn here today, that's fine too. But I just want to get a chance to kind of go around the room and give everybody an opportunity to say, there's one thing I'd really like to know more about, or how to search it out, or that type of thing. So I'm going to start ladies first, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't have anything except what does UCMJ mean?
Uniform Code of Military Justice.
Thank you.
Always call me on the acronyms. I'm still bad about that. Yes. Billy? Oh, okay. Anything that you can think of, Billy?
I want to know everything.
You want to know everything. All right, that makes it simple.
No, nothing specific.
Okay.
I do have one thing. I'd like to know how to get into one of those classes and take 6 to 9 months to learn that book.
You have to be hired by the Oregon Department of Veterans Affairs.
Gotcha.
Or one of the things that you can do is that's the NVLSP manual, and it's the National Veterans Legal Support Program or something like that. I'm probably getting one of the names of the acronym off. But the series of books, when we used to buy them every year, is, I want to say, like $120. Oh, there's more than that?
These books?
Yeah.
These books are now $400 for the parent.
No, I think...
With the CD.
Oh, shoot, the CD's worthless.
But these two books are in the book right now. These are the 12s.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, how...
380 or 320 or something.
these books are 240. Oh, that's on the CD. Okay, it's 146 for the benefits and 63 for the federal law.
Okay.
$200.
Okay.
That blue one you're talking about?
It's the blue and the green one.
But the price goes up when you start ordering these with them.
So let me have the blue one real quick. So I'm going to give you guys, and I'll take the green one too, because I'm going to throw it behind me, and I'm going to give you guys my U.S. Legal Training 101. Normally takes about 4 hours to do the training in 5 minutes, okay? You really want to be a real good advocate and learn everything you can about the VA, buy one of these, okay? Because what it does is it gives it in real layman language. What is the VA benefit? How do you as an advocate help a soldier or a veteran apply for it, a dependent, that type of thing? Yes, it's a big read, okay? I understand that. But it is a good book. And it does take you a while to get through it. But one of the things I like is if you talk about hardship waivers here, right? They have CFR, Code of Federal Regulation, citations in here. So then you can take that and you can come back here to this book, okay? And you can look up the Code of Federal Regulation and actually read through this and have the actual legal language for the book. Here is my...
Favor when you hold the book up and say, this book, hold it so I can see the cover, and then I'll sit there and the cover.
Perfect. Want to do that again? Okay. So here's the NVLSP manual, right? And you'll see the thickness of it. But it's a good book to read, and it's, like I said, it's a layman book. It puts it in real simple language, okay? And then here is the United States Code, all right, and the Code of Federal Regulations for VA law, okay? Now, what's nice about this book, this is everything VA, okay? But most of the things that you're going to deal with are service-related compensation. That's most of the questions you deal with. You're going to get a few education, you're going to get a few VA medical, you should be aware of those, a few VA housing, but most things are going to be about service connection or pension. And what I like about this book is that there are only 2 parts in this book that you really got to hone in on when it comes to service-connected compensation. And that is Code of Federal, and it's 38 Code of Federal Regulation Part 3, which is how to adjudicate a claim. So this is how the VA determines whether or not you're service-connected, okay? And or whether or not you get pension. Yes.
It's in the code, the CFRs.
Yes. Code of Federal Regulation. So the way you would read it, it's 38 CFR Part 3. Okay?
58.
Mm-hmm. Part 3. 38 CFR Part 3. Now, how many people have heard the language, I'm 50%, I'm 60%, I'm 80% for a particular item, right? We've all heard it, right? Some of us even live it, okay? What does that mean? Right? Has anybody ever wondered what does that really mean? How did the VA determine that my tinnitus is 10%? Where's the legal language that covers that? Here's the beauty in it. 38 CFR Part 4 is how the VA rates a disability. Now, to give you an idea of what that looks like when you're reading this manual, is
What was part 3? What are you?
Part 3 is adjudicating a claim. It's deciding how a claim is to be awarded or decided, not how it's to be rated or paid. Part 4 is how it's to be rated and paid. Here is the extent of Part 3 and Part 4 in this manual. Okay? So if you can learn how to use these pieces right here, you can be able to tell a veteran when they come to you and they say, I'm 50%, you can go, oh, let me tell you what that means. Right? I'm 50% for PTSD. What does that mean? I'm 10% for tinnitus. You may have a veteran who comes to you that's hopping mad and says, I believe I should be 100% for tinnitus. Great. What does the law say about that? I can go in and I can look up, and I'm not going to right now because it'll take me a long time. Sorry. But I can look up tinnitus, and from my previous experience, I know that on tinnitus, the only disability rating that you're going to get is 10%. That's it. Because that's what the legal language says. But up to this point, a lot of people will just be told all you're going to get is 10%. But if you're like me and you want to know why, now I know why. I can go in. Hey, what if the guy is displaying other things though, and you want to help them get evidence to present a case that says that they're really 70% for PTSD? Don't you think you need to know what the VA is going to look at to get there? That book can show you that. Okay. Now, if you want to save some money though, you can actually do all of this electronically for free. There is a program. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick.
Whoa. On both those books?
Yes.
That's my next question.
No, excuse me. I should not say yes on the first one. On the Code of Federal Regulation, yes. Come on, where are you at? Right, okay. We'll just do it this way. So, there is this thing called ECFR. Okay? It's Electronic Code of Federal Regulations. It's put out by the federal government. Here it is right here. Alright? And what's nice about the Electronic Code of Federal Regulation, I'll move to the side here. I'm blocking too many people, sorry. Here, I'll sit down. How's that sound? What's nice about the Code of Federal Regulation is that you can go in here and you can pick any of the titles of the Code of Federal Regulation to include the VA, which is right here, pension benefits and veterans benefits, okay? If you click on it and bring it up, they have a simple search feature over here, okay? And when you click on the simple search feature, I could put something like tinnitus in, and it'll bring up all of the 38 CFR code that applies just to tinnitus. Okay.
Just on the computer, we just type in electronic code of federal regulations.
Yep.
East, and that's it.
Yep. ECFR.
You put that whole thing, ECFR.
Mm-hmm. Here's what you can do, and this is what I'm going to offer. And Victor, let's get today. Everybody, does everybody have email addresses? Okay. I want you to make sure you give that to Victor. Okay. Because one of the things that I'll be glad to do is any of my electronic tools that I actually have this bookmarked right to the 38 Code of Federal Regulations. I'll be glad to share that with you, okay? Because I have some other bookmarks that I want to be able to share with you guys as well today. So let's make sure that we get a tablet going around with everybody's name and email. And maybe what I could do is while we're here, I can get that email started to where we can get that sent out to you guys, okay? Because I don't think you should have to search around. Yes?
So it's small case E, capital case, CFR dash Code of Federal Regulations.
You know, I
will
wouldn't...
get me into this site.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I'm a little computer preschool.
No, I understand. And if I send you the direct link, then you can just go to a screen, click right on the hyperlink, and it'll take you right to the site. So that's what I'd rather do. Okay?
You
Right.
just Google it, ECFR.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Of course you did. First
Like,
part there was
yep.
pushes.
Yeah, and that's what I did do. I did Google it to get it going. And they're starting an email list here for you. So, okay.
We have one on file there. He has all of
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on our webpage. I can send that all to you, but we can do this also if you want.
Let me put it this way. It might be easier to send it to one person and have you guys distribute it because there might be other people that might want some of this stuff. And then my contact information. So can you be the person who helps me with that?
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Can we put you on our webpage so they can contact you?
Yes. Yes. Matter of fact, when you walk out of here today, my business cards, there's some back there. And in addition, and I have something for everybody who's here today. Don't let me forget because there is something that I brought for each of you from Oregon State University that I want you to have as you walk away from here today. Okay? So remind me so I don't forget. It's already worn orange socks. All right, so I've kind of gotten sidetracked here. I hope this was good for you guys. But one of the things I think I'll do here real quick is just kind of finish up, kind of going around the room, just seeing if there's anything else before I launch into some other things here real quick. And I started over here. Was there something that you wanted to...
I'll ask the question and you can say we'll do it later or whatever.
Okay.
Bad counties, when you turn in complaints, et cetera, on VSOs, and you go to the county commissioners and you can complain to them, and the bad stuff still happens,
Mm-hmm.
just wait till they retire, I guess.
No, I would tell you, and I know I'm being taped, so I'm gonna be very careful how I say this and
That's
very
fine.
correct how I say this. But
That's why I try to be careful.
no. Here's how I feel. Any professional, me included, if we are not living up to our standard, you as a veteran need to take us to task. Okay? I live by a very high standard. I put myself there. I put my family, I put my friends, I put my colleagues there. And the reason I do that is because I want to provide the best service I can to you. So when somebody's coming to you and they're complaining, one of the things I would look at, though, is it the veteran or is it the professional? Now, we all know some of us can be a little bit difficult to work with, right? And we all know personalities don't always work with, there's people that don't like me. They just don't like me. And that's fine. I don't need to be liked by everybody. And then there's some people that really do like me. But the question is it that you don't like me or did I legally do something inappropriate? So when somebody's talking to you, is it that they don't like the service officer? Is there a personality thing? Then let's get them to a new service officer. Okay? But if it's not a personality thing, if it's a legal thing, such as I know of a service officer in particular in our history that was not submitting documentation to the VA. That's a legal issue. And as far as I'm concerned, that needs to be run up the flagpole until they're gone or fixed. Right? And when I worked for ODVA, they took that very serious, and they helped a couple of service officers retrain themselves to be better or find new opportunities. Okay? So I would tell you, if it's a legal issue, if it's a situation where the service officer or a state officer is not doing what they're supposed to be doing in a legal manner, they're not submitting documentation, they're not, doing some of that stuff, or they're not filling out paperwork, then I would continue to complain and not stop that. Yes.
At that point, I think that's why it's important that any time a vet goes in to see one of these guys, they request a copy.
Yes. Thank you.
Everything they have.
Yes. And I'm going to say this, and I don't care if any of my county colleagues out there shoot me, but if you are a county service officer and you're handing paperwork to a veteran and saying, you fill this out and come back to me, and that's your standard practice, I don't think that's a great idea. I don't even think that you guys should be in the habit of doing that. That's not a great idea. What's going to happen if somebody hands you a 9-page document to fill out? You're probably not going to fill it out. Most of us won't do it, right? Now, if we're highly educated, highly motivated kind of individual, and we think we can get around it, and I don't mean education in the sense of like book smarts. I mean common sense, combination book smarts, whatever it may be. But typical people, not just vets, but typical people, if you hand them a 9-page document, do they feel like they've been advocated for? No. A good county service officer, a good state service officer, what they're going to do, a good veterans advocate in general, that includes me, they're going to sit down with the individual. They're going to help them fill out the form. They're going to give them some information on how to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. I have told some people that I think are pretty bright, hey, I think you can handle this, but let me give you some pointers. Am I still advocating for them? Yes. Okay? So, that I will say, and I have said that at trainings. So,
Do me a favor, if
yes.
I ask a question,
Mhm.
since they're way off mic, and you could concisely repeat the question.
Okay.
Because what's going to happen in this training video is we're going to hear a question in the background.
Okay.
And the answer won't make sense because we won't hear the question.
Perfect. I'll do that. Do you want me to raise this by any chance? Is this at a good level?
That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
To help these guys out,
Mhm.
and I heard your question, and I want to tell you where we've gone with that, is that and I've heard your question, if you have a complaint with a VSO in your county or wherever it's at, and like he said, personnel, but the biggest thing is if it's a legal issue where they're not doing the paperwork, or they're not doing the job, as advocates for Vets Helping Vets, I want you to write it out, sign it, get it to me. I will get it, and I've already been authorized to get it to Tom Mann.
Yep.
Tom Mann at the Oregon State level will get it to the people there, or he will handle it himself. And he will get back and make a report so that we know what has been done. I've used it several times. It works. Gary, you've used it, and it does work.
Okay.
And Joe has used it.
And as I said earlier, I mean, we all know in any professional realm, there's always good people and there's always bad people, and there's always mediocre people. I can handle mediocre as long as they're advocating, as long as they're moving forward. And I have to tell you myself personally, if I get to a position where I feel like I'm not being effective, then I find a new job. But that's me personally. That's me holding myself to a high standard. That's why I've moved around to different locations, because I want to continue to be effective. I want to continue to be a positive influence on those that I'm working with. So, good question. All right, move on to.
Well, it'll probably take a long time to explain the answer to this, but I have never understood how the grading system works, because like 60% is not 60% of 100%.
Okay,
I learned real math.
I want that, but we got to take a break before
On
doing
that,
it, right?
on that, that's the next question. When we come back, we're going to take our 10 to 15 minute break.